everybody for coming tonight. I'm Joe Crum. Today I'll be giving you an introduction to kind of a story about myself and telling you about a fable that I read that I think that I can relate to. That fable is an Aesop's fable called The Boasting Traveler, and The Boasting Traveler is about an individual who throughout his life was going around to different villages, towns, and telling people a little bit about himself in a way that would make him seem better than he might actually be, which is why he's known as the Boasting Traveler. So what he was known for was being able to jump further than anybody else can jump. So the moral of this story is that while he was at a random town, one of the witnesses or the bystanders to his story came out and told him to jump to see if he could, live up to what he said he was able to do. That's kind of where the fable leaves off, because at that point it just trails off into nothingness. So it's left up to the reader to decide whether or not he was able to make the jump or not. I tend to think that he was just full of it and couldn't actually make the jump. And here's how it relates to me. So over the last 6 months to a year, I've been interviewing for multiple positions at different companies in my field of work. And kind of going through that process, I've really come to understand that there's two things that I'm really not good at. One of those is self-reflection, which kind of coincides with the Boasting Traveler, because you can talk a lot of game, but your actions speak louder than your words. And when he was challenged to come up with, actually do the jump, which is what he was boasting that he couldn't do it. The other thing is just being a little bit prideful in what you're actually capable of. So don't do something that you can't really do, or brag about being able to do things that you're not able to do. So for me, this was kind of related back to me going in and bragging to my coworkers or my friends and my family about all these wonderful interviews that I was going on, which I never got. So I would go into these interviews full of confidence and then, lo and behold, never get the job. So I related to the Boasting Traveler in multiple ways. One of those was I lacked in self-reflection. I didn't prepare for interviews as I probably should have, much like the Boasting Traveler probably didn't fucking long jump. So, and then the other way that I related to him was kind of just being overly prideful and arrogant in your actual capabilities. So always take a moment before you go into a new setting to kind of look back on what you're capable of, what you're actually strong in, and be able to represent that accurately. So at this time, are there any questions? And thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
301.